Hello. Dr. Jim Reeves is the Deputy Chief for Research and Development with the U.S. Forest Service. He joins us here today at the 24th UFRO World Congress in Salt Lake City, Utah, where, as representative of the host country, he'll give us his take on the Congress and how forest science is evolving. Dr. Reeves, pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. Now, tell me what a Deputy Chief of Research does. Let's start with that.
The Deputy Chief of Research and Forest Service, I have oversight over all of the research in the country for the Forest Service, and that's through what we call our research stations. And there are 7 of those throughout the country. And within those stations are our scientists, and our scientists actually are the folks who actually do the research on the ground.
Okay. What sparked your interest in forest science in the first place?
I grew up on a farm in South Carolina, and I liked the outdoors. And when I went into undergrad school, I majored in biology, and then when I went to graduate school, I had a chance to work with the Forest Service on a summer job. I took that job and went out west to Bend, Oregon, and became very fascinated with working in the forest. And while I was there, I was given an opportunity to do a master's degree project there, and subsequently a PhD thesis there, working with root diseases and their interactions with prescribed burning. And from there, the rest is history.
Okay, now tell me about your relationship with the UFRO.
As a research plant pathologist in the early 70s, in the middle 70s, I went to my first UFRO conference in Canada. It was called the Root and Bud Conference, and it was a division of UFRO. Right. And there I really learned and understand the broad perspective from across the globe. Although there were different issues when it came to natural resources, but at the same time there were many issues that were similar. And by interacting and having conversations with other scientists around the world gave me a totally different perspective of natural resources, what they meant to the various countries and the various people throughout the world. Right.
Now, here at this Congress, you were giving a report on a UFRO survey. What did that survey tell us?
It was a survey of crossing science boundaries. It told us that the narrow focus that we used to have on forestry is no longer the case. The results came back with, for example, organizations changing their name to have a broader and more holistic approach to natural resources science. One of the underlying issues of that was also that getting more students to want to participate in forestry as well, and getting more support not only from politicians and policymakers, but also from the general public, that they could understand that there's a connection between the urban and forestry from the urban to the rural gradient, and they're not separate entities.
I see, and I suppose that one way to do that would be to change, say, the name of a forestry school to a forestry and environment, or forestry and ecologies, landscape, that type of thing.
Correct, and even in some cases, even natural resources and life sciences, making that connection between the quality of life and the quality of life that you get from having a very resilient and productive forest for the water quality, water quantity, recreation, as well as sequestering carbon from the air.
Now that's a relatively new concept, isn't it, this idea of broadening the tent?
Yes, it is. We were faced with these broader issues that we needed to bring in a number of different disciplines. And our stovepipe discipline was, we saw that we were missing the social, the economics, the life science, the biology, from other disciplines.
Now, As a representative of the host country here, are you happy with the way this Congress has been unfolding?
I'm not only happy, I'm ecstatic. The participation from around the world, from around this country. Also, we have the Society of American Foresters, have over 4,000, pretty close to 4,000 forest scientists here, exchanging ideas, exchanging the way they manage the forest, talking about social science issues, economic issues, life science issues. It's just such a platform to share ideas around natural resources and the benefits of natural resources.
One of the other things I've noticed here is there's a fairly robust presence from IFSA, the International Forest Students Association. Do you think that's a good thing?
I think that's an excellent thing. I think we in this country need to be more participatory in that with our students and to get them that early foundation of a worldwide thought process when it comes to natural resources and forest-related sciences.
I think you're right. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Reeves. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.